All right, let's jump right in. We're going to uncover the one single beautiful principle that pretty much powers our entire modern world. It's an amazing story, and it all comes down to a simple magnet, a piece of wire, and the spark of genius that brought them together. Just think about it for a second. You flip a switch, and a room is just flooded with light. You charge your phone, you power up your computer. We're surrounded by this invisible force that feels, well, kind of magical. So, where does pretty much all of it actually come from? Okay, let's get into it. The answer isn't some super complex, high-tech thing from today. Nope. It's an incredibly simple idea that was discovered way, way back in the 19th century, all thanks to one brilliant mind. And the guy we have to thank for all this is Michael Faraday. He wasn't just a scientist. He was someone who asked these huge, profound questions. And he wondered, could this weird, invisible force of magnetism, could it somehow be used to create a flow of electricity? The answer he found was a world-changing yes. He gave it a fancy name, electromagnetic induction. But the idea behind it is so simple. You can create an electric current in something like a wire just by moving it through a magnetic field. It sounds almost too simple to be true, but this one concept would literally change everything for humanity. So, how does this incredible process actually work? Well, when you get right down to it, it really just boils down to two fundamental ingredients. That's it. Just two things. First up, ingredient number one, you need a conductor. Now, don't let the technical name throw you off. It's just any material that lets electricity flow through it really easily. And the perfect everyday example, a simple copper wire. And your second ingredient is a magnetic field. Now, we've all played with magnets, right? You feel that invisible push or that pull? Well, that area of force that surrounds the magnet, that's exactly what we're talking about. That's our second key piece of the puzzle. All right, so we've got our two ingredients, a copper wire and a magnet. So the obvious question is, what happens if you just set them next to each other? You just put the wire near the magnet and... wait, does electricity just start happening? And the answer is, nope, not a thing. Absolutely nothing happens. It turns out just having the ingredients sitting there isn't enough. You are missing the secret sauce, the one thing that brings it all to life. And that crucial element? It's the magic of motion. Okay, so here's how it all comes together. Step one, you take your conductor, or wire, and you put it inside a magnetic field. Step two, you have to create relative motion. And get this, it doesn't actually matter if you move the wire or if you move the magnet. As long as one is moving in relation to the other, something amazing happens. That motion literally pushes the electrons inside that wire and forces them to start flowing. And a flow of electrons? Well, that is an electric current. So this is the really crucial point. The main takeaway here. It's all about the change. From the wire's point of view, as it moves, the magnetic field around it is constantly changing. And that constant change is what makes the electricity. If everything is just sitting perfectly still, there's no change and there's absolutely no electricity. Simple as that. Okay, so we've got the basic principle down, right? A magnet, a wire, and some movement. But now let's scale this up. Because this simple idea doesn't just power a tiny light bulb, it powers our entire world. The scale of this is it's staggering. Get this, almost every single watt of power we generate on this planet, a mind-boggling 98%, comes from this one single principle. Think about that for a second. Whether it's a coal plant, a nuclear reactor, a huge hydroelectric dam, deep down, they're all just really, really fancy ways of doing one thing, spinning a magnet near a coil of wire. And once you know about this principle, you start seeing it everywhere. It's in the gigantic generators at power plants for sure, but it's also the beating heart of every single electric motor. It's what makes those giant wind turbines spin. It's in the transformers you see on street corners, and it's even in the induction cooktop that might be in your kitchen. All of it, just Faraday's discovery in action. I think this quote from Faraday himself just captures the feeling of it all perfectly. He said, "Nothing is too wonderful to be true if it be consistent with the laws of nature." And that's exactly what this is. The idea that you can just move a piece of metal through a field and light up a city. It feels wonderful, it feels like a miracle, but it's just a beautiful, consistent law of our universe. So Faraday found this simple truth, and it totally reshaped human civilization. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's the next simple, natural law that's just hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right person to ask the right question? A discovery that could change our world all over again.